10,000 feet of the ship. The size of it is far beyond the mind's reach. It can't be another ship. Sir, it's like something I've never seen before, and it's closing in at a preposterous speed. Wait, this can't be. It's disappeared.
Here we go. BTL playoffs are finally among us. I mentioned how Dirt Team was not able to play this weekend as they would not have all their players present, so they had to forfeit the match against Jace earlier today. So that means that Jace automatically moves on to face against Team Solo Chill right now. So this should be the 6th and the 7th seed facing off. Wait, what was Jace the 7th seed or the 8th seed? I don't remember, but yes, I think they were the 7th seed. So that's the 6th and 7th seed facing off here before us. Team Solo Chill versus Jace. Team Solo Chill being the higher seed on the blue side in this game 1. And we have TSC coming out quickly with the bans. We see the Fiora being banned away from the top laner of Jace. We all know him well. That's Tygoon, a well-known Fiora one-trick, and going to ban away Rek'Sai from Verbeto. And there's going to be Lucian banned away from, I believe it is still Nalsa playing ADC for Team Jace. Remember correctly. It's been a while. We haven't seen Team Jace on the Rift, I think, for a while, as they have had some, either they've had to forfeit themselves or they've had some forfeit victories. So it's nice to see Jace back out here on the Rift. And we'll be seeing how their team does, perhaps knocking off a little bit of rust. And we're going to see Jace banning away the Orianna from JC, the Shen from Vaulty in the top lane, and the Hecarim away from Wanna Fly High. Yeah, Wanna Fly High. And they're going to see the Caitlyn being picked up for Team Solo Chill. That's going to be picked up for Blakey Sky, taken away from Nalsa. I think we've seen Nalsa play very well on the Caitlyn before. I think that's one of the... Was there a pentakill earlier this season, I believe, on the Caitlyn that was played by Nalsa? I think that was a clip from Jace on the Nalsa. And we're going to see that will be picked up for the Jhin ADC being picked up for Jace here. Perhaps potentially looking for a support. I'd imagine that they grab the Morgana here if they don't want to give away the Caitlyn Morgana, the very powerful bot lane that I'm sure we've seen time and time again. Okay, they're going to go ahead and prioritize the jungler here, in fact, instead picking up the Graves. I would expect to see a Morgana. I'm sure we'll see if Natividad is able to play it. I'm sure he can. The Morgana Caitlyn bot lane been very popular in BTL this season, just very powerful in general. So let's see what they decide to pick up here in the second part of the pick bans. Oh, really teasing it out here. That's going to be the Galio being picked up. Probably a Galio mid lane picked up. I guess it could be flex. We have seen Galio playing in the support position this season as well. So it could be a flex pick between the mid lane and the bottom lane support. But I feel like I expect it to be JC on Galio. And the jungle, we have seen him play the Galio jungle before. But again, that could be a flex pick. It's been played in both roles. So maybe they are going to decide on that later. Decided not to pick up the Morgana right now. Kind of surprising to not see the Morgana picked up. And that's going to be the set. Ooh, very interesting. So that's going to be the set jungler pair. Very powerful jungler in this season, in this meta in general. Be the set jungler being picked up for Wanna Fly High on Team Soldier. I guess he'll be flying high with those set ultimates. Oh my God. What's the set on the call? I think it's called the Showstopper. Is it called the Show? I think it's called the Showstopper. Yeah, because Haymaker, Facebreaker, Showstopper, I think. And Jace picking up the Vega. So go ahead and pick up their own mid laner as well for the side of Jace. I believe the mid laner for Jace is his name? I think there's a champion in his name. No, Face to the Wind, not playing Yasuo. Yasuo also not banned, perhaps not wanting that Yasuo ban up. So that's going to be the Morgana being banned away here in the second phase of the bans. I'm kind of super surprised that neither team picked up Morgana. I feel like Morgana's good with both Caitlyn and Jhin. Both of those ADCs enjoy having Morgana in lane, but both teams here deciding not to pick it up, kind of playing cat and mouse with the Morgana, but the Morgana's going to get ahead and get banned away, surprisingly enough, at least in my opinion. We're going to see the Wukong being banned away from Jace. Perhaps not wanting to see that Wukong top lane. So we're going to ban away some top laners here. I'm going to see the Camille being banned away from Team Solo Chill's top laner. And do we see another top lane ban coming out of Team Solo Chill? Potentially. There's still support on the table as well. Which is very weird how they've lined up this. Yeah, there's gonna be another top lane ban coming out, Jace. So really trying to pinch onto Tygoon's champion pool here. There's a lot of top laners being banned away. You can count at least maybe 5 top laners here if you're counting the Shen, the Camille, the Wukong, the Jackson, the Fiora. I'm gonna see the Nautilus being picked up. So there's likely Nautilus support in the bot lane with Jhin. And I guess if you're playing Nautilus, you don't want to play Nautilus into Morgana. So I guess that's fair. Perhaps neither of these supports, maybe the Morgana was a bait. Maybe neither support really wants to play Morgana. So that's they were just kind of waiting for the other team to do something about the Morgana pick. Team Soldier really thinking about this next pick here. Is they're going to be picking up and they revealed that the Galio was in fact Galio support, as they will be picking up another mid lane game of Victor for JC. We've seen him play Victor multiple times this season. And now I'm going to round it all up with a pick in the top lane for Volte of Team Solo Joe. And it's going to be the Renekton, an aggressive pick coming out that gives Jace the opportunity to come up with a counter pick. Did with the last pick of the draft, one of the advantages of having red side. Let's see what they come up with here. The Kale. Okay. Some scaling on the side of Jace. Infinite scaling on Vigars. A lot of scaling on Kale. Late game, good for all parts of the game. But also, Victor's incredible scaling champion. Caitlyn's not bad. Gal, I think these two team concepts will be very interesting to see. I always love to see the idea of a Kale because I think Kale late game popping off is pretty fun. But it doesn't really feel. It always feels like a bait of a pick with her powerful late game, because before that she is not very strong. Her early game is definitely lacking compared to her late game. So we'll see if they're able to get there, especially playing into such a powerful and aggressive lane with also a good ganking jungler, right? Like Set has very good ganking capabilities. He has a lot of CC that he can throw onto the laner. So I think with the point and click CC, the lock on CC of Renekton with the E and with 2 E's and a W, and then a Set Facebreaker may make it very difficult for that Kale to live. So we'll have to see how Tygoon plays out this top lane with this Kale pick. Did pick it with the last pick of the draft, so he knew what he was going into. So picked it with some amounts of confidence. We'll see if he gets punished for that, or if he's able to perform and carry like a late game Kale can. It looks like that means that I'd imagine that they're probably going to try to stall out the game. They don't seem to have a lot of early game options. I mean, again, if you count the Grays, but I think with the CC, Grays isn't that much of he's good early game, but it's not an early game option, I would say. He's a monster in the late game as well, though, so we'll see how that works out. There's a raffle in the stream. If you'd like to get some free points, use an opportunity to vote on the contest. I believe the contest should probably still be live. How much time do I have left on the contest? About 6 minutes left on that contest. I'm going to go ahead and join the raffle for free points. You don't do exclamation point raffle, you do exclamation point join. There you go. Of course. At bet exclamation point bet TSC, y'all. Oh, there it is. Ooh, going in on TSC. Team Solo. I would say that just because of what I said about the top lane there with the Set and the Renekton, I would favor TSC because I feel like that's an early game that they can take advantage of. It looks like Jace does have to sort of let this game play out in order to really have as much of an impact to be on even footing. I feel like if Kale gets to the late game, then they're probably in a pretty good spot. But I feel like Jace, Set and Renekton may be able to make that a little bit more difficult for her. I think the rest of the lanes are kind of even-ish. We'll see if Jhin and let's see who they're playing against again. Jhin and Nautilus versus Caitlyn and Galio. The Galio ult target is likely a Set ult again with some type of character. Maybe a Nautilus goes in, Set ults Nautilus onto their team, then they have the Renekton to go win with the Galio ulti on top. I do like the vision from Team Solo Chill. I don't really see what the team fight plan is. May be on the side of Jace, besides kind of just fight individually, wait for Kill to be super strong, kind of fight back, try to stall out the fight, throw down your CC. They do have a lot of CC coming out of Jin, the Veigar, and the Nautilus. So maybe they can try to play like a 1 and 4. Like let Kale split push. Eventually, Kale may be strong enough to just beat up on Renekton. It may be a while, but I do think that eventually Kale will get there. But as in, if the game goes long enough, eventually Kale will be a monster pretty much always. But will the game go that long is my question. I don't necessarily see it happening, but I mean, it's all based off of execution. These are all just kind of guesses, right? If lane phase goes like wild and somehow they get some early ganks and they can take advantage of like early CC from the Veigar, maybe get mid ahead, maybe get Graves ahead, Graves get strong and maybe takes that advantage to beat up on set. You know, never know what can happen. So we'll definitely be seeing here. We'll be heading back to this beautiful graphic and playing some music as we wait for the spectator delay. Love that song as well. Here we go. The teams have loaded into the Rift. Here goes the first game of the BTL Season 9 Gauntlet weekend. Our first time trying this format. So really interested to just see how it turns out, what the players like, always accepting feedback and the suggestions and ideas. And just in general, people could talk to me about what they like and what they don't like as we move on and always try to improve the BTL for future seasons. And we will be looking at both the teams line up in a 5-point start. Looks like neither team trying to do any early jungle invade shenanigans. Everyone just watching the entrances to their jungles, just kind of giving each other a little bit of sign of respect. These teams actually know each other well. A lot of members of both of these teams played in last season of BTL Season 8. Like specifically, Roberto and Tygoon were part of Team Ishtar, which went all the way to finals. And of course, JC and Wanna Fly High were well known for bringing CA Streamer to the playoffs as well in that last seed of playoffs last year. So both of these teams kind of know each other well, people that have been in the community for a while. And yeah, nothing's just gonna go to lanes normally, back to the lane assignments, just watching the jungle. Maybe getting a little bit of vision, but not too much. Looks like Graves will be starting in the top side here, while Set is starting in the bottom side. So they're both starting their red buff. We'll see how that changes things. I do think that the early involvement of these junglers will be very significant. Jace has a win on the graphics already. Oh yeah, this is game 1. Yeah, the score is 0-0. I do see that there is a 1 up in the top, right? I'm sure Casper can our streaming can get that adjusted real quick. And we are looking at just some farming. Pay attention to the junglers. Looks like there's no vertical jungling or anything, but they're kind of going a pretty normal path. Looks like Set went from the red straight to the blue, probably gonna do the Gromp. What the hell? Yo, it's good, quick slice. What are you running the helling? What is confusing? Did I just blink or did the screen fade to black for a second? Oh, maybe it did. I have no idea. I was not watching intently. Looks like that's gonna be a lot of damage going onto Nautilus. You blinked, it's fine. A lot of that damage going to Nautilus in the bot lane. Kind of a trade victory on the side of Team Solo Show. We'll see that Renekton's gonna have a lot of early pressure in this top lane. Oh, and we're gonna see the early set. This is kind of what I expected. So Tygoon's gonna have to play a little bit carefully there. There's not one, and there is the CC that we talked about. There's gonna be forcing out the flash. Renekton also blowing a flash, did not have the double E up, I imagine. So that is going to be both flashes blown by the top laners. I think Kale's, oh! And there's going to be the engage on the bot lane, and Barbeto in the bot lane. Blakey Sky's going to have to flash away. Does get hit by a trap. And there's going to be a lot of damage going onto both bot laners of Team Solo Chill, but they will both be walking away with their lives. But they will have to blow the flash and the heal. And the ignite being blown by Nativity, I guess, was blown earlier. So the junglers don't look like we have a dive in the top lane as they go after the Kale yet again, but yet again another unsuccessful gank attempt in the top lane. So like I said, both of these junglers looking to do something aggro here in the early game. We do know both these junglers, some of the higher ranked junglers in this league, both of the diamond junglers that are in this league, expecting them to have a lot of impact on this early game. And there is Wanna Fly High in the top lane, going to try to use his W to try and get the shielding, and that will be first blood. Going over to Kale in the top lane, and then Valte gets executed by the tower. So they get the kill, but at what cost? At what cost? They do lose both the jungler and the top lane, but the top laner the kill credit did not go over to Kale. But the first blood went over to Kale. Kale did not die first. So probably not exactly what they wanted to do, but does get some gold in the pocket of Renekton, who should have an advantage in this lane anyway. Looks like Graves is looking to do the cruds here, but will get seen by the bot lane. Instead is here, so Graves will have to back off. But a literally low health bot lane from Team Solo Chill so far. They just kind of chill around, but that will be a reset from the Jhin and the Nautilus. So I would say right now a slight gold advantage in favor of Jace, and that's probably literally it's like 200 gold. It's probably literally because of first blood versus not first blood. And that the CS is relatively even. But pretty even mid, pretty even bot lane. Looks like JC has a little bit of a CS advantage, well, health advantage in the mid lane, but they are doing just fine. What the hell happened in draft for Jace? Yeah, we do. We are a little bit questioning this draft from Jace. We do see like the team plan. As I was saying, we do see like the team fight plan and what the plan may be for Team Soul Chill by the draft that they've composed here. But on the side of Jace, just kind of seems like delay the game and win late is what it looks like for me. With the Veigar and the Kale, two very scaling lanes. We'll see what they pull out of this. But again, like if the Kale can make it out of lane like unpunished, laning against the I mean, she does have range. She does have something to like keep herself safe. She just kind of plays safe. Doesn't go too far down on CS. She seems like she's doing just fine. Looks like the wave will be pushing into her, into the tower. We do see that the Graves is near the top side of the map. Set is looking in Graves' red side jungle, but hasn't been able to find anything so far. Doesn't engage from the Renekton in the top lane. Just going in for a little bit of a Q. Got to get traded back by the Kale. The Kale's feeling just fine, and we'll be taking this massive wave on the tower. Should be very comfortable just farming this wave on the tower.
Sometimes you have to go.
Gonna see a nice recall here. Reset for the bot lane. Caitlyn likely has enough to get the stuff that she wants. Yes, does have enough to get that BF sword in the base. Graves clearing some vision that was behind his red buff. There we'll see some pings from Team Soul Chill, aware where Roberto is on the map right now. This could be a tower plating for the bot lane. Galio is here, but that will be the fourth shot from Nasa landing onto the tower. That should be some power plating going over. Tower plating gold going over to Jace. JC was able to back and complete his first upgrade of his Hex Core. Now having the advancement on the E, or whatever it's called, the upgrade, the E upgrade. Ooh, and here is in engage. Here's a fight going over by the Dragon Pick. There is the showstopper from Wanna Fly High, gonna be chasing down the ADC. Will be going down to Blakey Sky, and also goes down to Blakey Sky. And a good engage there from the set to chase down the Jhin. Some stuff going on here in the top lane, but we are back at the Dragon. With the kill advantage going over to Team Soul Chill, they are looking to now start this Dragon. They should be able to get the Dragon uncontested, as I don't think Jace is going to want to fight this fight while being down one member. And that will be the first Dragon of the game going over to Team Solo Chill. Yeah, Kale seems to be doing just fine in this top lane now. As the game gets longer, as she gets more and more comfortable, the early ganks there kind of flubbed, I would say, by Team Solo Chill. But Wanna Fly High and Vaulted did not very cleanly execute those early ganks. Maybe they tried to do a little bit too early. Kale wasn't exactly in the right position in the lane. We will see Graves is sitting here in a bush. Waiting for something to happen. We are going to see the Nautilus kind of go forward. There's the flash, there's the hook, lands onto Nalsa. Nalsa will be ignited. There is the Q, there is the ultimate, and Nalsa goes down. Here's the teleport from Team Solo Chill, though. They have two teleports coming in for the mid lane and the top lane. That should be a return of 2 kills going over to Team Solo Chill, and the Tibet Daddy picking one up there. And that is that communication and that teamwork coming out of Team Solo Chill, as we would expect from that team. The only team I think that has consistently played with the same 5 members every single match of BTL this season. No subs. They don't even have subs on the team. It's literally just these 5 people. Ooh, gonna have to use the Haymaker there for the shield. Kale uses her flash, trying to be super aggressive. There, we'll see if she gets punished for it. Graves is near the top side of the map. Looks like he will be doing the Rift Herald. And she's perfectly safe so far. It does not seem that Team Soul chose any the wiser. Yeah, so they don't know that he's doing it. Should be just fine. I'm gonna just watch. That's so satisfying as Victor to clear the way once you get that E upgrade. Watch him just chilling. Clear the wave here, land some poke onto the Veigar. Getting a little bit of a CS lead in that mid lane there, but not too much. Veigar is keeping up on farm. But at this point, with the roams that have happened, Victor does have some advantage in the kill and assist department. So far, Veigar having 0 kill involvement, and JC having 3. A lot of it is on have 3 though. The Caitlyn, JC, and the Renekton all have 3 of the 4 kill involvement. That KP, kill participation, I should say. And yeah, Kel is managing a CS lead in this top lane. Kel is very comfortable now. Maybe the Kel late game win condition can be very real. Can Tygoon carry his team as they seem to be only slightly, not super behind, but only slightly behind on the rest of the map? Looks like we will be seeing an all-out dive coming to the top lane as we see the set and the Victor come to the top lane. There's going to be an ultimate. Kale is looking very, very dead. Not even going to use the ultimate. Tygoon is going to have to accept the death there as Set comes in one with the good angle and the showstopper, guaranteeing that Kale's absolute demise there. And that should be a lot of tower plays, potentially even the tower. How will Jace respond to this play in the top lane? Team Solo Chill did commit 3 members there, so we'll be seeing perhaps some plating being taken in the mid lane, as that is where Vibreto has gone, and he's going to summon the Rift Herald as well. Try to trade back these towers. Can they get the tower first? Tower will be very low. That'll be a very low tower here in the mid lane, and we'll see JC try and fight back, try and do some damage to the Veigar, and they will continue to hit this tower. How is the tower looking at the top lane? Looks like the tower, first tower will be going down in the mid lane. They try to get in the top lane, but that will be going down mid lane instead. And here is the Kale. With the return to the tower and the ultimate, will be able to save the tower, and they will not be able to trade anything back. That will be the first tower going over to Jace, but some kills going over to Team Solo Chill. So, you know, plus minuses. Not some kills, I guess 1 kill, but still. Ooh, the W from Jin. Ooh, what's Jin W called? I wanted to say Deadly Flourish. I'm not sure if that's what it's actually called. Oh, it is in fact called Deadly First. Dude, I know these things, man. Let's go. I've never what his Q is called, though. Dancing Grenade. All right. Captive Audience is the E. Curtain Call. Well, we don't have Curtain Call. There is a dragon spawning here soon, spawning in 1 second. Well, it's alive now. How will the teams react to the dragon? The priority in the bot lane is lending over towards Team Solo Chill. We see Team Solo Chill bot lane walking up the river right now. There's a lot of on the way pings on Team Solo Chill, but here is the Nocturne going over, not the Nocturne, the Knowledge going over, and that will be, ooh, another showstopper from Wanna Fly High, securing Nocturne's death. Why did I say Nocturne? Nautilus, the big boy in the diving gear. And that will be a dragon going over to Team Solo, to their second dragon of the game. Kind of expected looking at these team comps, right? Typically, the team that has the better early game should be the team that also dominates in the dragons at least until the comps kind of even out a little bit. We're hoping to see, at least if you're Jace or a Jace fan, you're hoping to see the team comp for Jace kind of even out here, make up for the late game scaling. If the late game get on a little bit online here in the mid game as we enter towards the mid game. We'll see if we can get something done. We do look at Wanna Fly High just kind of chilling in the jungle here, maybe looking for a fight onto the Graves. Maybe they have been looking for the Graves, but there is the Galio ulti as well. Galio was enough in the area, and oh my god, face to the wind, this does a ton of damage to Wanna Fly High. Wanna Fly High goes down despite the Galio ulti. That will be, well, I mean, Seth's letting us know that will be the Veigar ultimate and the Graves flash being blown from Jace, but they got the kill. And I think that they could be happy. They got the kill, and they also got the Galio ulti to be used. Very big ulti with a very large cooldown. Looks like JC will be in a cage as he gets ganked here by Vibreto. Will be using his flash to get away. Veigar picks up his first kill. A little bit more down on CS, as just can't really contend with the wave clear of the upgraded abilities from Victor. Here in the top lane, we see Set once again. Set having a big impact on this game, having 4 assists, being all over the map, doing things mid, well, not so many things mid, tried to do something mid that last time, but doing things definitely in the bot lane, near the river, and in the top lane. And here we go for another gank. They were going to go ahead and destroy the tower. Then everyone is here. JC is here as well. Here is Barbeto. Can Barbeto save the kill? Probably not. The kill ultimate is not available, and that will be a killing spree. And JC will take a lot of damage from the Veigar, but will not go down. But that's another 2 kills going over to Team Solo Chill. Oh, and there is the ultimate and the ignite onto Blakey Sky. There's the ultimate onto Chicken the Wing. Chicken the Wing will try and run away. There is the curtain call from the Jhin. Gonna try and save his support, but it simply won't be enough. Valta is now on a rampage on the Renekton. 4, 1, and 3. We need the scaling from Jace to start kicking in. The game is now 9-3. That's a 2K Vic gold lead for Team Solo Chill, and they are kind of starting to roll. They're kind of getting onto a roll. It was very big there that earlier in the game, Jace was able to take that mid lane tower. You've seen that kind of like changes how they play the game because they don't really have that mid lane priority because that tower simply is not there. I think if that tower was still there, they'd be in a much worse position. So it is good that they're able to get that tower, but 9-3 still is never good. And another kill for the Renekton. Unstoppable now. 5, 1, and 3. Has the Blade of the Rune King completed. Is working on the Black Cleaver. We see Kale is just up there farming, and this is what I was saying. They may have to run a 1-4 because they just want Kale solo, getting that experience, getting that farm, getting that gold. So if they can continue to delay this game, but giving away the dragons may make it a little bit more difficult, but it is a Mountain Drake. Not like the old Mountain Drake that did more damage to structures, but the Mountain Drake that simply makes it a little bit more tanky, which doesn't necessarily help them end the game. So maybe they're happy to get the Mountain Drake here. It's not like a damage or like a sustain thing. So, and we're seeing yet another, both the Rift Heralds this game being taken by Verbeto, and they should be able to use that to push some more towers, which should keep them into the game. Anywhere that they could just try to delay this game. The Veigar is getting stronger. The kill is getting stronger. Delays for the game. Delays to the game is in favor, I think, right now of Jace. I mean, for the losing team, it's always in favor to delay the game, right? Every minute that the game's not over, another minute that you're not losing. Some on the way pings from blue side to the top lane, saying that someone needs to go take care of what's the wave in the top lane. Kale just kind of enjoying the CSing. Does not have the most CS in the game, being enclosed by both the Veigar and And the Victor just has absolutely the most CS in the game. JC feeling very comfortable right now, just clearing those waves with that E. It's also just super fun. Just whenever I play Victor, it's really a fun time of the game. Here is a slow landing onto JC, but they do not necessarily have the engage really follow up on that, so it's going to cause them to back off a bit from that bot lane tower. Some pings from Team Soldier onto that mid lane tower, so hoping to push it to that mid lane tower perhaps and see if they can get it. It is low. It is just the Jace. Oh, they will be getting it. It is incredibly low, and that will just be Blinky Sky by himself picking up the mid lane tower. And now we see JC trying to pick up the bot lane tower, which is also rather low. And that'll be both. That'll be 2 towers going over to Team Soldier, both in the mid lane and the bot lane. Now up 3 towers to 1, 10 to 3, and up 2K gold here. Could be worse, honestly. 2K gold is not that bad of a lead. They could be more. Could be more. Especially being down 10 to 3, being down 2 towers. I think that Jace is still in this game. It is definitely not over here. Will just be a little bit tough. Got to make sure that they play this right and continue to try to stall this game out. Now here at the 21-minute mark, almost 22 minutes. They're still kind of reaching the mid game now. Things are kind of getting towards their second items. We're around like level 14, 15. We're trying to get to level 16. Well, I guess that's just JC that looked at. That was a level 14. Okay, we're like a level 11 for most people. JC's just really ahead on levels right now, as the mid laners typically are. And he's getting a lot of solo farm in that side lane right now. So Victor will be very powerful in these late game team fights. Who is also an incredible late game champion. I shouldn't be talking about Kayle alone. Kayle, Veigar, Victor, all incredible late game champions. Jen and Caitlyn, aren't bad either. And here is an engage in the bottom lane, but that will be the top lane tower going over to Jace. Kayle able to make good use of the Rift Herald. And up a massive amounts of CS over the Renekton, but the Renekton has 4 kills over her. So that equates to about 60 farm worth of gold. So, I mean, Renekton's feeling just fine. Renekton, in fact, having 900 more gold than the Kayle. Some pings in the top lane once again, perhaps targeting the Kayle, seeing if they could catch her out. She is alone on the top side of the map. There is a dragon spawning in 45 seconds. That is where the rest of Jace is, and Kayle is going to go ahead and hit the B button. Maybe a little bit concerned that there may be someone going up there. We're going to see a teleport to the bottom lane. Actually, big play coming out of Team Solo Chill with the teleports. As you could see the call happen. You knew the exact moment in the comms where they decided to call for this play here, as JC literally canceled his recall, and then both the top laner and the mid laner teleported towards wards in the bottom side of the map to get a catch out and secure them a dragon. With 6 seconds left on this dragon spawn, they know that they wanted to get this dragon. This will be the sole point going over to Team Solo Chill after that clean teamwork to get a catch out onto Chicken the Wing. But Jace is coming here for the retake. Going to try to see if they can gain some more control over this part of the map. There is the engage from the Gallo. There's the stun going on to Barbeto. Barbeto will get deleted by Nalsa, and the Veigar will go down to Galio. And here is Barbeto in the backline. Here is the Kayle. Is the Kayle scaled? Is the time for the Kayle? Is it Kayle time? Kayle's not quite level 16 yet, and will get CC'd and go down to JC. JC picking up the double kill in that fight, and that should be the easy dragon take for Team Solo Chill, grabbing the Mountain Soul in this game. And looks like Nautilus will just be kind of sitting there, just can really not do much more than watch as they take the 4th dragon of the game and secure the Mountain Soul. What does Team Jace do here? Of course, I think the next objective, the next objective that everyone should have their eyes on was this Baron, which is alive. It's 25 minutes of the game. Team Solo Chill has the Mountain Soul. They are looking to make something happen. Oh my God, look at the damage coming out of JC, and JC will just walk up to Veigar and delete Veigar off of Summoner's Rift. That's a catch out. That should lead to an easy transition into the Baron, as they know that they should now have the number advantage, and they will be clearing out the vision. That will be Team Solo Chill moving on to the Baron. The Baron at about half health now. How will Jace respond? There's an exclamation point, not an exclamation point, a call for assistance at the back of the Dragon Pick from Team Solo Chill, as they know that Jace may be coming up for the retake. Here is JC doing a ton of damage. There is the Gauntlet ulti coming on over to make sure that Jace has no chance of stealing this Baron. But Breto will have to just sit back and watch as Team Solo Chill grab the Baron. It is now 17-5, 4K gold lead for Team Solo Chill. Up 3 towers. So actually now the towers are even, but with the Baron buff, it can very easily change that. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we see Tygoon doing the 1-4-1, the split push Kale. Can Kale hit level 16? Can Kale carry the game? Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we'll see that should be the mid lane tier 2 tower dropping and going over to Team Solo Chill as they continue to push down the mid lane with this Baron buff. Kale has not recalled yet. Kale is still in. Jace is down a man who is now in the base, going to be able to recall, like run back here. But in the top lane, they're losing another tower that will be taken by JC. So the split push is, I mean, Kale is still down there split pushing, hoping that her teammates will be able to clear and defend the push. And it looks like so far they may be able to. Although in this top lane, it's looking like JC will be getting a lot of damage done to this top lane tower. Tygoon has now hit level 16. Tygoon is going to try and hit this tower, see if they can do a little bit of damage to the Renekton. Renekton will be going in onto Tygoon, but that is because Wanna Fly High is here as well. Tygoon will use the active on the Hex Tech Gunblade. Tygoon will try and kite. Can Tygoon kite? But that will be so much CC coming out of Renekton. How do you outplay the point and click W? The point and click Cole the Meek or Cole the Weak. Actually, what's the W from Renekton? Let me not try to guess. Ruthless Predator, my bad. Ruthless Predator from Renekton, studying up Kale. Kale, nothing that Kale can do. She does not have a cleanse, does not have a QSS. There is the Hextech Flash from Wanna Fly High. Getting the Renekton, but the Renekton with that, but just so much movement speed. We'll be able to walk behind Renekton and ult Renekton back towards his team. That's not Renekton, that's Nautilus. Anyways, Nautilus will die due to Wanna Fly High. And Wanna Fly High doing some crunches. What are you doing? And that will be some towers being destroyed by Team Solo Chill. Up 8K, 19-5. Is it too late for Team Jace to scale into this game? We do see that the Kale is rather powerful now on 3 items, 253 CS, but there are some powerful members on the side of Team Solo Chill as well, and it does not look like Kale was able to 1v2, which at this point she would need to be able to. And there is a lot of pushing happening with this Baron buff. Team Solo Chill got a lot out of that Baron buff, not only taking the inhibitor towers, but also taking the inhibitor in the mid lane, inhibitor tower top lane, inhibitor tower bot lane, as long as getting a kill on Kale in the bottom lane. So, I mean, huge Baron power play from Team Solo Chill. And you really just have to try to think, is it a go next? Is it a think about next game for Team Jace, as this is very difficult at this point in the game? Is there enough time for Kale to try and scale back into this game? Is there enough time for Veigar to get 1,000,000 AP? Veigar is down 50 CS on the most CS in the game is JC. JC actually having over 300 CS here at 29 minutes in the game. There's like 0 easy ways for Jace to get to TSC backline. Yes, very, very true. And JC, the Victor, is just doing 1,000,000 damage at this point. 7-0-6 on this Victor pick. 315 CS at less than 30 minutes. So the Victor is huge. JC definitely having a very dominant performance here in this game. And you really just see, like, I mean, they don't have dive. They don't have ways of getting to the back line. Chick of the Wing is like their only engage, but he cannot really make it to the back line. All he can do is ult the back line But then, I mean, they still kind of have to play back to front. Looks like they're going to try to see if they can get a catch out on the set, but the set will be going in and doing a lot of damage to the bot lane. That will be the Jhin going down. And here is the engage from the rest of Team Solo Chill. Here is Kale. Kale tries to get the kill, will get stunned up there, and that will likely be a very dead kill. She will just go out and get trapped. That'll be a double kill going over to JC on the Victor. Wanna Fly High pulling out some crunches again, and this will be game one potentially, as they are now on the Nexus towers. Most of the members of Jace are dead. And that's one Nexus tower. That should be two Nexus towers. And that will be the Nexus going over. And that will be game one going over to Team Solo Chill. GGDs. Pretty good game one coming out of Team Solo Chill. Incredible performance here by the Victor, and even more incredible performance whenever we get a chance to look at the Galio things. Yeah, Natividaddy with the Galio. Hello, Tina Winter. How are you? And if you look over at the damage chart to see just how impressive of a game this was from JC, absolutely carrying the game in terms of damage, doing the most damage by far, 26,000 damage compared to the next most damage on the team being dealt by Renekton, who did 9,000. And the next most damage in the game being dealt by the enemy Kale, who did 15,000. So yeah, massive game out of JC. JC on the Victor here, really showcasing that. I mean, Kale was not the only late game carry. JC on Victor is also very capable of carrying late game with the 9-0 and 8 game through the 23 CS to 31 minutes, and just absolutely like dominating. So we will be setting up the lobby and the pro jab and all that good stuff for game two, and we'll be right back. And we're all doing well, Tina. Thank you.
I'm coming in. I'm coming in.
Loving these jams, yeah. Okay. We are starting game 2 of, I guess, technically the second gauntlet match of BTL Season 9. Team Solo Chill coming off of a very commanding victory in game 1. Jace coming out with the quick bans of the Orianna and the Victor, definitely very quickly targeting the star mid laner of Team Solo Chill JC. TSC coming out with the ban against Fiora and Rek'Sai, targeting the Verbretto and the Tygoon combo from Jace, also banning out the Heckler. So that's going to be 2 jungle bans and a top lane ban from Team Solo Chill, definitely targeting the top side of the map from Jace, which is their strength. That is Tygoon and Verbretto. Now we're going to see what will Jace come up with for the first pick on blue side in game 2 of this series. They're going to pick up the Caitlyn, just like Team Solo Chill picked up the Caitlyn with the first side blue pick last game. So we will see that pretty much the rest of Team Solo Chill's comp is left up. They did, except for the Victor, but the Victor pretty much, in terms of damage, 1v9 the game. Like, the Victor was way ahead on CS. We did ridiculous amounts of damage, had, a 9-0 score. So we'll definitely see maybe the game goes a little bit differently without Victor in there, but we'll see how the rest of Team Solo Chill plays. Anyone on Team Solo Chill can step up to the plate and also perform really well. We're going to see the Ashe being picked up by Blakey Sky. We've seen Blakey Sky pick up the Ashe multiple times this season. And will they pair it with a support pick with the second pick of the draft here on the red side? And they will go ahead and pick up the Graves, which was played by, I believe, for Beto. So they're definitely taking a little bit of each other's picks. So the Graves being picked up by Team Solo Chill this time, last time being picked up by Jace, and the Caitlyn being picked up by Jace this time, last time being picked up by Team Solo Chill. So, trading some picks a little bit. Some of those powerful picks like Caitlyn and Graves. The Gragas, really? Oh man, I'm not sure if you've even seen any Gragas at all this BTL season. Very interesting. Love to see it. I'm imagining it's Gragas jungle. I mean, Gragas mid can be a thing. We have seen Gragas mid played in the entirety of BTL. Like in past seasons, there was someone that used to play Gragas mid. And that will be the Cho'Gath to be picked up for Jace as well. Also a pretty unique character. Don't see a lot of Cho'Gath. Oh, I hear typing. Is that not supposed to be Cho'Gath? That's supposed to be Morgana. So that Cho'Gath is actually Morgana. That will be a Caitlyn and Morgana bot lane coming out of Jace. Just wait for the Expo Grag mid. Yeah, I know Expo has played Gragas mid at least in, I think, some practice games with Mob. I have seen him play Gragas mid, but I don't think it's been played in BTL Season 9 yet. There's going to be the Jax being banned away from Team Jace. So go ahead and continuing to ban away those top laners from Tygoon, those split pushing top laners that Tygoon could potentially try and really enforce his will on. And we'll be seeing what will Jace be banning away. They're going to ban away the Camille. So that's going to be some more top lane bans. A lot of top lane bans coming out of both of these teams. A lot of focus on the top and the Yasuo being banned away in the mid lane from Jace, which makes sense, right? Because the Jace's mid lane, if I remember correctly, literally is like face to the wind or something like that. Yeah, he's definitely a Yasuo player. His name is Face to the Wind. You got to respect the Yasuo pick, especially when they pick the Gragas jungle. You have to be expecting that they may be looking for the Yasuo pick. So that is a good snipe at the end of the draft there from Team Solo Chill to ban away the Yasuo. And Jace is going to go ahead and just ban away the champion that we know JC well for, which is that Twisted Fate champion. JC's most played champion in ranked. The Kennen. We'll be seeing a Kennen pick to go into the, we don't know the top lane pick yet for Jace, but that should be I'm imagine that's a Kennen top for Team Solo Chill. We'll see how Valte does on the Kennen top. I don't think we've seen a lot of Kennen as well this season. Not that I can remember, but don't have complete memory of all the champions played, but at the very least, not common. The Vladimir being picked. So it looks like it's probably a Vladimir top lane for Tygoon coming out of JC. A lot of magic damage with the Gragas jungle and the Vladimir top. I wonder what they would select to play in the mid lane. Who do they put face to the wind on? I imagine it's definitely setting up for an AD champion. So yeah, definitely if they were planning to play Yasuo here. Oh, and there's a Wukong. Wait, who is going mid? Is this a flex? I'm not exactly sure. I guess a Vladimir mid is perfectly possible as well. And Team Solo Chill waiting to select their mid laner with the last pick of the draft, as expected. That is JC. And what will they pick? The Renekton. So one of these things is not going where I expect. One of these things is not. I'm wrong about one of these things. I said Kennen top. I mean Renekton. I thought. I mean. Well, we'll find out. That makes this draft pretty interesting. Team Solo Chill, with the last pick of the draft picking the Renekton. It could be Renekton. We have seen Renekton mid played this season in BTL. Actually, could be the Kennen mid. Who knows? Also, who knows if it's a Vladimir top or Vladimir mid, Wukong top or Wukong mid. We'll decide that. Well, I'm sure they've already potentially decided that. So this is very interesting. Ooh, Mark putting all the money there on Team Jace, favoring the Jace lineup perhaps, or favoring the Jace team composition. The composition that has the Caitlyn and the Morgana. TSC trolls harder than us apparently. I don't think this is a harder troll than a Mamba mentality draft. Jace has one for higher best mid jungle, I think. Probably. There's probably a lot of fairness to that. Yeah. We've been saying this a lot, that Team Solito is like barely lost. Like they lost a lot, but they never felt like they were bad, right? It was just kind of unfortunately down at the 6th seed position here. It's going to be the Wukong top for Tygoon. I think I've seen Tygoon on Wukong top before. I think we have seen that from Tygoon before. That'll be into the Renekton from Volte. So that'll be Renekton top. So it's going to be the Vladimir mid into the Kennen mid from JC. Really? How very interesting. I still don't think this is on the level of Mamba mentality, Jad. I don't think so. I don't think that's fair to say. There's no Lilia top happening here. I forgot that was a real thing that happened.
I will wait for you to be better.
Yeah, Mamba has the wildest drafts. And they wilded the draft all the way to a 4th seed somehow, so. We would never draft 3 losing lanes and losing jungle, just saying. Is that true? I mean, losing, I guess, is subjective. In some cases, it's not very hard. It's hard to say. Some very few lanes are objectively losing, right? There are objectively losing lanes, I would say, but I feel like it's few. It's rare. So here it is, the final lineup for Team Jace. We're going to see the Tygoon Verpeto. Wait, why am I saying the name? Those are always two. Lilia top has like a 47% win rate. It's legit. Okay. This game gonna be hype. TSC comp is nuts. The Team Solo Chill comp over there on the right side of this game, you'll see the Renekton being played in the top lane, the Graves being played in the jungle, the Kennen being played in the mid lane, and then the Ashe and the Galio being played in the bot lane. On the left side, it's going to be seeing that's going to be Jace playing the Tygoon on the Wukong in the top lane, the Gragas in the mid lane, Vladimir. Wait, Jesus, I can't. What's going on? Gragas in the jungle, Vladimir in the mid, and that'll be Caitlyn and Morgana in the bot lane. Nalsa and Chicken the wing. This is this is just an interesting game. I think draft from both sides. Both of these drafts are kind of a little bit wonky. A lot of there's like 4 top laners being played. But out of Wukong, it didn't matter. My best I has 3 points. Do we still have a little bit more time left on that contest, I believe, right? Yeah, we have about 53 seconds. If you would like to bet, you do not have much time left. Right now, the betting has been 2 entrants, kind of even, 50% Jace, 50% Team Solo Chill. So you can remember that lineup, what those team comps are. So who do you think will be winning this game? We have the Renekton top versus the Wukong top, the Gragas jungle versus the Graves jungle, the Vladimir mid versus the Kennen mid, and then the Caitlyn and Morgana bot lane versus Ashe and Galio. Who will win? TSC, a lot of bets towards TSC, I see. Absolutely love this enthusiasm from the casters. What? We're not doing anything right now. I'm not doing anything right now, not really. Appreciate that though. Oh yeah, a lot of bets. Now this is very much so. Whoever bet on Jace, if Jace wins, let me tell you, you're getting a lot. Because it is 20% Jace, 80% Team Soldier right now. So will Team Soldier come through with the 2-0 victory, or will Jace force a game 3 here on day 1 of the BTL Season 9 Gauntlet? So just chilling, yeah, I'm just chilling. You know, I'm just sitting and chill.
Appreciate your sound. 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 Appreciate your sound.
And here we go, loading into game 2. Will there be shenanigans in this game? Or will they just do a simple 5-point start again? Some pings. To me, it's looking like it's going to be the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I'll be saying just a pretty typical 5-point start here from both teams. Neither team trying to do anything too cheesy at level 1, no invades or anything like that. And it looks like most of the people, at least the people that put in bets, think that Team Solo Chill has the superior composition. Very interesting. I am a fan of just Galio team comps in general. I have said time and time again, I just like team comps that I think are easy to run. I think if you have a Kennen jump in, like run into them with his E and his ultimate and have a Galio ult on top of that, I think that's super huge. Even Renekton could jump in and then have the Galio ulti on top. I think Galio ulti is just a massive team fight ultimate. Really, really helps. But I mean, there are some, Yeah, the team composite, the team fight looks a little bit awkward on the side of Jace. Gragas, like the what like Vladimir and Wukong want of grouping people together. Gragas kind of does the opposite thing. I think sometimes Gragas is kind of like difficult to play with because you have to like use that ultimate well. And make sure that you're not just like messing up your rest of your teammates' ultimates, right? Especially whenever you have ultimates for people that want to be grouped up. That's the opposite of what Gragas ultimate does. So we'll see. Maybe they can use the Gragas ultimate to try and disengage fights. It's very good at disengaging engages from the enemy team. Knock them all back. Or if you're just trying to catch someone out, the Gragas ultimate is also really good for that. Also, he just has good early game gank because of the early CC that he has. So we'll be able to see what Roberto is able to do with the early game ganking power that Gragas has in his kit with his body slam. Ooh, and the engage coming out of the bot lane of Team Solo Chill. Gonna drop some ignites in the bot lane and some flashes. So that's gonna be the heal coming Morgana, and then the flash and the ignite coming out in the Tibidaddy. Gragas up in the top lane here. And that will be first blood. Both junglers are here, but that'll be first blood going over to Tygoon. Can want to fly high, do the 1v2. Some low health bars on the side of Jace. But they're gonna have to back up there and just gonna have to accept that that will be first blood going over to Tygoon on this Wukong. And that's some of that early gank pressure that I said that the Gragas can have with his body slam. And once again, we see that both junglers are kind of going to be pretty active in the beginning of this game. We saw that last game as well. And we'll be seeing that probably this game too. Poggers, yo, what's good, Applejacks? How you doing? How was work, yo? I know you're up late. How was work? You got to work? You doing fine at work? You stay awake? Woo! Face to the wind, getting very low here. This Kennen pick. I don't know like top lane matchups, so I don't know. Is Kennen like a good counter to Vladimir? Kennen seems to be doing pretty well into this Vladimir lane so far. Perhaps that is why JC picked the Kennen mid. Seems to be kind of an odd pick, but if it is a counter pick into the Vladimir, maybe it is big frame. Anyone can feel free to enlighten me on that matchup. I don't quite know, but does look like this seems to be going into. I mean, Vladimir's health bar is just like a dynamic bar, right? So he just kind of. I mean, oh wait, he backed. He backed and teleported to lane. Okay, that's what happened. I was like, wait, how does he have so much HP? All right, so Vladimir's gonna have to blow the teleport to reset there in the mid lane. We're gonna see a lot of aggression coming out of Tygoon in the top lane. And once again, I mean, even with their Vladimir recalling, Kennen's still getting a lot of damage here onto face to the wind. So this Kennen pick definitely like really pressuring this Vladimir mid right now. So JC just kind of is playing very well here. Yet again, we saw him dominate in game one. Ooh, counter for top. Kennen won if Vlad's counter, but mid lane is even. I see. The counter for top lane. Yeah. The matchups do kind of change in the mid lane as it is a much shorter lane. So matchups that kind of depend on someone like running someone down in this long lane and like killing them doesn't really happen as much in the mid lane because you can just get back to your tower so fast. Tygoon not letting Valte get an easy recall. They're going to go ahead and harass him a bit as he hits B. And we'll see Team Solo Chill rotating over to this first dragon of the game. We saw last game that they did have complete domination over the dragons, getting all 4 of the first dragons and securing the early Mountain Soul. And here they are yet again picking up the early lead on the dragons. I thought I messed up. I forgot I'm not the one streaming. I'm like, oh, my mouse slipped, but it's okay. You guys didn't see that. I'm gonna watch bot lane, have some trades, do some farming. Gonna be able to dodge the dark binding there. What's Morgana's W called? I want to say like Tormented Soil. Tormented Shadow. Ooh, that was close. And there is the engage from the Galio as Wanna Fly High is back here again. But here is the Fat Man as well. He turned on his Predator. He will not be able to get anything though, as there is a teleport coming in from the top lane. Valte hits the teleport button and will be arriving in the top lane to make sure that his bot laners and his jungler are able to get away safely. Meanwhile, I guess that just means that Taigu just freely pushes top. And a potentially big engage could have happened there in the mid lane, but Vladimir and able to use his W to escape that one. What's Vladimir's W called? I think it's something cool. It is. Let's go. On the way pink to that top river. As the Reds are just gonna have to watch as they do this top scuttle. See Tygoon and Face of the Wind kind of rotating over a little bit later. Then TSC. But besides the early pressure that Kennen was able to put onto Vladimir, Vladimir is still farming perfectly well. In fact, up 7-5, around a wave of CS here in this mid lane. So far at 10 minutes in, not a lot of action has happened. But the first blood and some CS differentials puts Jace in the lead by 1K. Ooh, looks like this could be a big play coming out of Team Solo Chill. They like to make those teleport plays. They like to make these big calls. There is the Galio ultimate, but there is Tygoon making it into the bot lane. Tygoon is able to pick up the Ash. Tygoon is on JC. JC is going to try to run away. There is the second cast of the the Wukong ultimate. That will be a double kill going over to Tygoon. And Natasa is able to pick up the kill onto Natividaddy. There's one to fly high going under the tower, but should be going down to Vladimir. That will be a double kill for the Graves. But overall, a team fight victory for Team Jace as the Renekton was not able to make it down, and that will be 2 kills going over to Tygoon on the Wukong, now 3-0. And there will be the engage there onto the onto Barbeto. Maybe able to get out of here. Face the wind, able to rotate down. There is the Predator going to be activated. JC was going to get it real low, and that's going to go down to face to the wind. Gets the kill on JC. Now a 6-2 victory, lead for Team Jace. Able to pick up some kills in these skirmishes, and the Galio able to be there on time. Not the Galio, the Gragas, the Fat Man, the Gragas, yes. Oh, an engage again from the Gragas in mid lane, but want to fly high, able to kill the Gragas, but that will be another kill going over to face to the win, able to clear that up and barely survive. Ooh, a lot of damage being traded there from Tygoon. Tygoon very ahead. This will be the Ash ultimate engage onto Nasa, but does have the black shield. That will be mean, though, however, that Morgana does not have a black shield for herself, and they will be able to take down the Morgana with that engage from the Natividaddy. And there is the Predator active, and we'll see if JC is able to get away from Verbetto. Verbetto is here, good positioning. That should be JC getting very low, and that should be a kill going over to face of the one. Yet another kill over to face of the one. Now 4-0-2 on this Vladimir, with a lot of help coming out of Verbetto on the jungle from the jungle. And Vladimir able to just get quite the lead here. So the solo laners from Team Jace having 7 of the 8 kills that their team has amassed here in the first 15 minutes of this game. That will be the Rift Herald activated in the mid lane. Potentially looking forward to push down this mid. See if Roberto is here again. Can they stop the Rift Herald? Rift Herald looks like he may be able to. Rift Herald does get the charge off, doing a lot of damage to that mid lane tower. But besides the kill advantage, it's still only about a 1.5k gold lead in favor of Team Jace right now. Very powerful again are those solo laners, the Wukong and the Vladimir. Kind of snowballing right now with the 0-1 and 5 Gragas in the jungle. bot lane just kind of not being too interacted with as much. Only having big involvement from, and that could be a big engage onto Tygoon here. Tygoon could be caught up, but Verbreto is here in time. Tygoon getting very low, but Verbreto was able to get there in time to save his top laner from the gank from Verbreto. Well, from Wanna Fly High. I'm sorry, Verbreto was Gragas last game. From Wanna Fly High from Team Solo Chill. And we'll see the ultimate from Gragas able to hit the Renekton, but not probably quite the right angle. Renekton able to just use his E to get out of there. There will be the engage from Galio in the bottom lane, but Morgana able to flash out of it. So getting the flash from Morgana. Another engage onto the Renekton at the top, but Tygoon does not seem to be winning this fight. And Wanna Fly High is here, and that should be a very dead Tygoon. The shutdown going over to Wanna Fly High on the Graves. So yeah, I mean, even with the lead, Tygoon trying to take these trades against the Renekton here, but Renekton able to trade it back, and then the Graves was here for the shutdown. And that should be the tower in the top lane going over to Vault Save. And Wanna Fly High. So Team Solo Chill grab that tower in the top, and that'll also be the first tower for the game. Right over to Team Solo Chill. So you would think that lead in the solo lane would result in them getting the first tower, but it did not, and that will be a Rift Herald picked up by Wanna Fly High here. With Nativity is also here to Shadow. Oh, here comes Gragas walking up into a Galio charging his W. Gonna go ahead and engage and try to challenge for this Rift Herald. Wanna Fly High getting very low here. Gonna have to get outside the back of the pit. Wu will the go to, and there is a huge cannon ultimate, but Tygoon able to clean it up and kill and who gets the Rift Herald? The Rift Herald was killed by Vladimir. Vladimir was able to steal the Rift Herald, so that will be the Rift Herald going over to Jace. As the solo laners continue to dominate, Vladimir now 6-0-3, Wukong now 4-1-1, having 10 of their team's 11 kills. And they were also able to pick up the Rift Herald. The Rift Herald, first Rift Herald was also picked up by Jason. They used it mid lane, able to get that tower in the mid lane. The monsters in the jungle, do they help the team or just the champ that gets them? Which monsters are you referring to? Like the ones in, I guess you said the ones in the jungle. I think it's just the person that gets them. If you're referring to the neutral monsters in the river, like the Rift Herald or the Baron or the Dragon, or that, Baron and Dragon helps everyone. The Rift Herald helps whoever has the Rift Herald eye gets the empowered recall and gets to use the Herald in the mid lane. But in terms of jungle camps, I think it's just the person that takes the camp. It used to be a thing where individual different jungle camps used to give like different buffs, right? If I remember that. That was a while ago. And they will be using their Rift Herald in the top lane. Going to try and get the charge onto the tier 2 tower. In fact, if they were able to take the top lane before the Rift Herald charge. Did it get up far enough? Will they be able to stop it? Oh, they were able to stop the Rift Herald before the charge, so they will not get the charge onto that second tower. And there is the engage from the Wukong onto the backline, onto Wanna Fly High, but a massive Kennen ultimate with the Galio ultimate coming out of Team Solo. Team Solo look like they were able to turn this fight around. And that will be a shutdown from Vladimir going over to Ash. Ash is Vladimir's first death of the game. And that will be the Dragon going over to Team Solo. Team Solo's team comp just seems to be superior when it comes to the team fight. A massive ultimate from the Kennen, the Galio ulti coming down, and just well played by Team Solo. JC getting caught out there in the enemy jungle and just gets absolutely deleted. Oh, Wanna Fly High coming in with the swiftness and deleting the Graves, but here comes the Kennen ultimate once again. That's a double kill for JC on the Kennen. Team Solo coming through again at the end of the fight and cleaning it up. Losing 1 for 3 of the Jace team members. And Kennen potentially looking for more. Dealing a lot of damage to Chicken the Wing. Chicken the Wing gonna have the black shield for himself. There is the Caitlyn, able with the traps and the Q and the E. Doing a lot of damage, but not able to quite find the kill on the Tividaddy. Won't be quite enough, and they will now be pushing down on the second tower in the mid lane. And the tier 2 tower for Jace in the mid lane goes down. Yes, we do accept application for casters. It's just the normal staff application. You can say that you're applying to be a caster. We're always accepting new casters here, essentially. And then we just kind of have a sign-up list. We have a schedule of when the matches will be. We'll see who can make it to this and this and that. Today, we did not have a lot of people that were able to make it to this, so it will be me. I'm the default caster. That's why my name in the title right now is just Blink. Also because we didn't know who was casting and I forgot to update it. My bad. If you join our Discord, !Discord, in the BTL info channels, there'll be a channel called BTL Forms, and in that channel, BTL Forms, I believe the first form post on there is our staff application. You fill that out and Reagan! Mrs. Chim Chim with the rating party of 25. Reagan, Mrs. Chim Chim, how are you doing? I was just about to hit you up actually. Because I was like, oh, we should have some more people come in and do some guest casting for us as we reach the playoffs. And we just see that once again, JC is just absolutely a menace after the laning phase, able to just 1v1 Tygoon there in the bot lane. And now we see that JC is on a killing spree. A word for what? Bet Ito, yo, what's good, girl? Raid, yo, hello, Lizard Man 861. You know what? I'm glad I didn't. I was thinking, man, should I say if we hit 50 viewers, I'll do a giveaway? And I was like, nah, not today. Let's wait till summer's a little bit more hype. And well, I mean, I didn't get wrecked for it. We're def sliding the DMs. I'll be looking. Yeah, we'll do. Enjoy your dinner, Reagan. All right. Talk to you later. Oh, what? Oh, Graves has that item that does. I was like, how did he delete that ward so fast? Yeah, Graves has the Umbral Glaive, of course, allowing him to deal triple damage to wards whenever he discovers them. And should be a pretty intense fight here for the third Infernal Drake of the game. Both of these teams sitting at 2 dragons apiece. Ooh, a nice dodge of the body slam from Wanna Fly High. But here comes the rest of Jace gonna try and kill Team Soldier, but meanwhile, off camera, off screen, there's gonna be a triple kill for the Kennen, and that looks like this is gonna be another one team fight for Team Solo Chill. They are not able to take down JC. They can't handle JC. They can't. What's JC's current name in the Discord anyway? They can't handle Nativa Mommy is his current name in the Discord. And that will be the third dragon for Team Solo Chill. Now up 19-14 and up 6K, up 5 towers to 3. Team Solo Chill has turned this game around. I believe it was 9-3 or something like that. It was the game was definitely in favor of Jace early on through the laning phase, but Team Solo Chill being able to just win these team fights to kind of turn this game around now. Now you can see 4 shutdowns on the side of Team Solo Chill, the Renekton, the Kennen, the Ashe, and the Galio. These team fights are just being played significantly better, it seems, by Team Solo Chill, or just their team comp is just simply superior when it comes to these team fights. The Kennen absolutely demolishing these team fights with the Galio ulti on top. Application made. Fantastic. We can JC is absolutely play like man of the series so far, MVP of the series so far. Series not necessarily open, but definitely JC having monster performances in game 1 and coming back with the monster performance in game 2. We'll see JC with another engage onto Tygoon. Tygoon using his clone, and we'll see Tygoon is going to actually re-engage onto JC, but JC will just beat him up. Tygoon made a mistake. Tygoon made a mistake thinking that he could go onto Little Kennen. You think, oh, it's Little Kennen. Kennen doesn't have any cooldowns left. I'm going to just beat him up. But no, JC absolutely turns it around on him. Tygoon flashing towards him and everything. What a major, major mistake by Tygoon thinking that he could take on Kennen. But the Kennen is a monster. The Kennen is a madman. And that will be the Baron take from Team Solo Chill. And we will see the Predator activated by Gragas. Gragas is at the back of the pit. Gragas is looking. Gragas is looking. And that will be the pull off of the Baron from Team Soldier as they decide to take the fight instead. We'll see Vladimir going to try to go in for the backline, but the Caitlyn is simply too far away. How will this team fight look? Kennen is here. Kennen is legendary, and Kennen is now, and that is going to be an unstoppable Blanket Sky, and Kennen is able to use the Zonias, the Golden, to stay alive in this team fight. There's a lot of low health bars, but that is 5 members of Team Solo Chill still up to the only 2 members, and here comes Tygoon with the teleport, maybe looking for someone, not be able to find someone, as they will all be able to back out, and they're just going to go ahead and walk away while winning the team fight and try to reset and try to go for this Baron perhaps again. It's so cool. Ken's my favorite champ. Adorade, JC overrated. Hey, what's good, Ado? How you doing? Ken is my favorite champ. Well, I mean, this is a pretty fantastic Kennen game then. JC actually coming out of lane doing meh, but then in these team fights has absolutely dominated and show us the power of Kennen in these mid-game team fights, as he's now picked up, I guess, 3 items, not as mid-game anymore, but Kennen absolutely dominating these team fights. Kind of unfortunate that triple kill by Dragon was off camera, at least it was for me. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see it with maybe a more zoomed out camera on stream, but yeah, didn't catch that myself. Just saw the text say triple kill. And fuck Vladimir. The Vladimir is still doing all right, but has not been able to. I mean, since the early parts of this game, it seems like both the Wukong and the Vladimir are struggling to find kills in these team fights. And we've seen these team fights, pretty much all of them have just been swinging in Team Soul Chill's favor recently. Now we see that Jace is down 9K, down 6 towers to 3. This game is kind of turned around, is now very much so in favor of Team Solo Chill. Jace looking like they had a hold on this game early, but then it kind of fell away whenever the team fight started. He's bullying to his death. Ooh! 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 Oh, there's a double kill. Team Solo Chill coming through with the massive team fight, and there goes Tygoon, desperate attempt to try and save his team. And now it will only be the Vladimir left alive. They will chase down the Vladimir. The Vladimir runaway. That'll be the ignite from the Tividaddy. Can they get to the Vladimir? There is the Justice Punch. There is the flash forward, and there is the very dead Vladimir. There's the ace going over to Team Solo Chill. And that should be the dragon. There's the Infernal Soul going over to TSC. Now they're pushing on the mid lane tower. All 5 members of Team Jace are still dead, just watching as their towers get destroyed. That sexy Kennen double kill. And we hear the announcer saying blue team's turret has been destroyed. Adina has, and there goes the inhibitor in the mid lane. They may be losing the inhibitor in the bot lane as well. Kennen will be targeted by the Caitlyn ultimate. Will go ahead and leave. No need to give all that juicy shutdown gold away. Kennen having a 700 gold shutdown right now. But Breto running it down. Barbeto was kind of doing all right. I remember at some point his score was 0-1-5 on the Gragas. Doing pretty well, getting his solo lanes ahead in the early parts of this game. But now in these team fights, it's just not really working out. And that's what we were saying. It just looks like the team fight composition on the side of Jace, we didn't really understand what their team fight plan would be with these particular champs that they have chosen. There does not seem to be a lot of synergy between these champions. We were thinking maybe they're looking to play like a Yasuo mid or something, and that could have been why they played the Gragas, but the Yasuo was banned with the 5th ban by Team Solo Chill. Doing great, Caster. I appreciate it. I try. And it looks like we're going to see Team Solo Chill push for this bot lane inhibitor. Ooh, there's the Dark Binding landing onto Wanna Fly High. Catching Chicken to wing out. We'll be seeing the engage. There's the Predator activated by the Gragas. Not going to be able to do much here, and that will be Team Solo Chill taking the bot lane inhibitor for free. Now rotating probably up to the top side of the map where they still have a tower and inhibitor to take. And just leaving Jace to just clear the minions as best they can. They do have the Baron minions. They do have the Baron and Pound minions for a little bit longer here. Looks like they're not going to rotate toward the top side of the map. Perhaps just tutor the rest of the minions in here. Maybe they're going to be looking for the Nexus towers. Seeing what happens here. And that's the first Nexus tower being taken down. Wanna Fly High now on a killing spree. Face to the wind, gonna try to go golden. That will be the shutdown going over to Tygoon, able to kill the Ashe. There is Nalsa able to get the shutdown on the Kennen. Meanwhile, however, the Nexus is getting real low. And that will be game 2 going over to Team Solo Chill, the 2-0 series victory for Team Solo Chill, and they will advance on the Gauntlet tomorrow to face Comfy Gaming tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST. And once again, just an absolutely incredible performance coming out of the cannon. I'm sure if we look at the damage graphs, we'll see a pretty similar damage graph as to what we saw last game. Once again, JC doing massive amounts of damage and just completely overtaking the game in those team fights. GG. Thanks, Ito. Chicken the wing. GG, man. Why the thank you? What did I do? Fun series. For sure. Well played. Fun series. It was a great series to watch. Well played by both teams. Thank you to both teams that competed. An unfortunate ending here for Team Jace, the not Team Ishtar of this season. Fantastic. Hope to see all you guys again. And we'll be seeing Team Solo to move on to face Comfy Gaming tomorrow afternoon. Great job, all. Fantastic. Let me have this positivity to the chat. Love to see it. But so yeah, that'll kind of be it for us tonight. I don't have a lot more to say. We'll be continuing the Gauntlet tomorrow, if you understand how the Gauntlet works. So this was the 6th seeded team just beat the 7th seeded team. So now they will be going up against the 5th seeded team tomorrow. That's Comfy Gaming. And then the winner of between Comfy Gaming and Team Soldier will then be fighting Mamba Mentality at 9 p.m. EST, and then that will decide who moves on to semifinals next weekend. Semifinals will be best of 5 matches, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And look at this Gauntlet graphic that hosted by Parasite. Look there in the top right. Look at this Gauntlet graphic that we have from Parasite here. Fantastic. Love to see it. GG teams and caster. GG to everyone. GG. And we will be looking for someone to host. I'm probably going to host Quad the God on that new team fight tactics grind. An old friend of the community. Usually when I see Quad live, he's a great guy. We're going to try to give him a host. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow afternoon again for Comfy Gaming versus Team Solo Chill.